It's Friday afternoon. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
For Cooking with Kim.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
with Cookie Kim. And we are going to make a wonderful chocolate buttercream sponge. So if you'd like to all put your ovens on, it's 190 degrees centigrade, 180 degrees fan, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 5. So 190, 180, 375, or gas mark 5. Okay. Now we're going to sort out the tins. Now, this in the picture, I showed you 2 Victoria sandwich tins. You might have those, or you might have a deeper tin that's all in one. So I'm going to carry ahead making it with these.
Butter them, Kim.
Pardon?
Do you have to butter them?
Yes, that's what I'm just going to say. I've used a piece of paper, wax paper, and I've just put basically margarine, Lurpak it was, all around the tin in the inside. And I've also, if you want a bit of added, if they're not such good non-stick tins, you can put a layer of greaseproof paper in the bottom, which is what I've done, although you can't really see it. And to do that, you get your greaseproof paper, put your tin on it, draw around the edge. Okay, this is how you do, remember when we did the tins before? And then you would cut your circle out and then put it on top of the buttered base of your tin, put it in there, push it down, and then grease the top of that. So if and pardon?
Do you have to go, even though you've got greaseproof paper, do you have to grease the tin first?
Yes, Carl. Yeah, I'm just giving it a little bit of extra chance that it doesn't stick. I haven't used these tins before. They're brand new, so they may come out brilliantly. If you're using a tin that you've used before and you know it comes out just by greasing, then that's all you need to do. So I'm going to put these aside now. And the first thing we're going to do is weigh our soft butter. Now, you should have 6 ounces or 175 grams of soft butter. And then once you've weighed it, if you haven't already weighed it, put it in your bowl and just chop it up a little bit so it's in little squares, which makes it a bit easier to mix with the caster sugar. So what I've done this week, I've actually weighed everything beforehand. So I haven't got so many things to think about. So at the moment, if you're weighing your butter, and put it in the bowl. And then we're going to add to that 6 ounces or 175 grams again of caster sugar. So you will be weighing that up on your scales and then popping it in with your butter in the bowl. So you'll end up with this.
What do you do with the butter, dear?
Just chop it like in little squares, only roughly, okay? Just little rough, see, like little rough squares, just to make it a little bit smaller than a big lump. Now, once you've reached the sugar and butter, 6 ounces of both in the bowl,
Is that caster sugar, Kim?
that's caster sugar. Let me know when you've all got to this stage, because I'm now going to use a hand mixer. I'm going to cheat. If you unfortunately haven't got a hand mixer, you will need a spoon.
Yes, thank you.
Jim, how much is sugar? How much sugar?
It's 6 ounces or 175 grams of caster sugar.
Want that later. Want that stuff later. Right? What? I'm trying to do 6 months. I'll come to as well. So, yes. There's some butter for later.
Right, I think Kerry's at that point. I think Daniel looks like he's having a bit of a stir over there. Right, what I'm going to do...
What else in it? Caster sugar.
Yeah.
I've got butter and caster sugar in it now, Kim.
Okay, yep, 6 ounces or 175 grams of caster sugar. Put it in the bowl with your butter.
Okay, so we're there.
When shall I start mixing, Kim?
In a minute, because what I'd like you to do now is weigh the rest of the food. So all the weighing's done at the beginning. So I'm going to put that aside for a minute. And I'm going to weigh the flour and the cocoa powder. So I'm going to weigh 5 ounces.
Aside a minute.
So put aside then. So why did you done no shit on the flour?
5 ounces or 150 grams of self-raising flour.
100 grams or what? 100 or
Are you working with grams, Will?
yeah?
100.
I'm working with grams.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's 100 or 150. It says 150 on it.
That's
What number does it have to go to?
So 150.
150.
Yeah.
Right, once you've done that, you're going to need 1 ounce or 25 grams of cocoa powder.
Cocoa powder.
The cocoa powder goes in with the flour. Now you can either sieve it together,
That cocoa powder.
Yeah.
or you can just stir it until it's all brown, because you want the cocoa powder mixed very thoroughly with the flour. You okay, Nicole?
Yeah.
So at the moment, we're just getting the ingredients ready. Because this week is probably the most ingredients that we've worked with. So
How much of dodo powder?
25 grams.
Do we mix it, Kim?
Yeah, mix it or sieve it together so it looks like that.
Like that.
Okay, mix it.
Nice and brown. The white's all gone. Just mix it. Let me know when you've done the flour and cocoa.
Mixing. Shane, come here.
What's that in there, Kim?
Right, have you done the flour and cocoa?
Yeah.
I've now cracked 3 eggs into a jug, and I'm mixing them.
3.
3 heads.
3 eggs. I think it's better doing it this way than having to sort of mix it and then weigh and mix it and weigh. So we're doing all the weighing at the beginning.
You got it.
Yeah. Another egg.
That's lovely, Nicole. I can see you.
Next.
When you make a chocolate cake, you need it mixed lovely. That's why we're mixing it so the flour is well in with the cocoa. That's brilliant. I'll do a plate for you for 3 eggs.
What?
Didn't buy something. It's okay.
That's mixed.
Right. Have we done the eggs? Yeah.
I done the eggs.
Okay. Next thing we need is 1 tablespoon of milk. And I put my milk in a little cup. Now, do you remember what 1 tablespoon is? If you haven't got a tablespoon measurer, 2 dessert spoons are a tablespoon. So 2 of these of milk and just pop it in a cup at the moment.
Where do you butter and milk, Jim?
Yeah, just keep it in a cup at the moment. We're just measuring at the moment.
That's the milk in.
That's the milking, well done. And the last thing that you need to have handy, if you're going to use it, is the vanilla essence. So if you've got some vanilla, get your bottle of vanilla out.
You have to find them.
If you haven't got vanilla, don't worry.
We're going to tell the staff anyway, Kim.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's one in it.
Yep, vanilla. Okay, but don't worry if you haven't got any vanilla. It was on the.
It was.
I don't expect you to buy everything every week.
No, it's
And
finished.
that is all the ingredients that we need for the sponge.
We're in lesson. And we haven't got some.
We're going to go back to the butter and the sugar now. We're going to mix that either by hand or by an electric hand mix.
That's how much.
Doing it by hand, I hope you've got soft butter because it's.
That was quick.
What's she doing?
Wait.
I think she's mixing the butter. Okay, so where did you say this mixing thing?
I know it's the one. What are you looking for?
Mixer.
Electric mixer.
Yeah, because you have to mix the butter and then you need to guys, you need to buy the electric one. This one they can give a lot. Probably do the trick.
It's a week, they should do it.
What did she do in there? She just mixes the milk. She should put anything in it.
I like that.
They look big. What size are they?
Take the size on the box.
Will. 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 I need to do this there. I need to know what we're doing. What else did she put in here? Put the butter on the.
Jim, where do you put the vanilla essence?
Yeah, not in the bowl yet. Okay, at the moment, all we've got is the margarine and sugar. So we're creaming butter and sugar together
Okay.
until
The
it's
butter and then the custard sugar.
Alan
Is
fluff.
that the butter and the custard sugar all together, Kim?
Pardon?
Is that you mixing the butter and the custard sugar together?
Yes, yes.
Where's Mark today, Kim? Your usual mixer?
It's sitting with the dog.
Ah,
Yeah, because I've got an open mic. He starts to bark. But right, I've got to this stage where I've mixed them in.
Did you just say that Mike starts to bite?
No. He's,
They should mix the flour and the cocoa milk powder. They should mix that.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
okay, have we all got to mix in the butter with the sugar? Yep. Now we are going to add the beaten eggs a little bit at a time. So give them another beat. Put in a little bit of egg and then mix it into your sugar and butter. It'll be easier to mix because it's going to be getting a little bit wetter. So once that's gone in, a little bit more egg. And a little bit more. You have to do it gradually because otherwise you end up with quite a slippery, slidey, slippery sort of mixture. So a little bit at a time, mix it in. Strong arm muscles. More egg. probably you're at the last bit of egg now. Get your jug out the way. Mix this bit in. Now your mixture is pretty wet now. So beat it in. Right, now what we need to do is put half of the mixture of the flour and cocoa into the mixing bowl. So just roughly divide half the flour, put half the flour and cocoa into this mixing bowl. And we're going to be folding. So that's just gently mixing. And we're also going to put the milk in. So gently fold this mixture now. And then fold the rest of the flour in. That's why it was handy to have everything ready. And to that, if you've got it, we're going to add 3 drops of vanilla. Right, so you should all have something looking like that. And we're then going to divide it, or put it all in the one tin, or divide it into the 2 tins. Now, when we're cooking, if you're using the 2 shallow tins, the Victoria sponge tins, it's going to take about 20 minutes until it is risen. And the skewer, if you want to put a skewer in it, that comes out clean, or you touch it with your finger and it springs back up again. So that's going to be about 20 minutes. If you're using just 1 tin, it's going to take longer. So you just need to keep your eye on it, okay? You're all very quiet and concentrating, so am I.
So to recap, for 2 tins, it takes 20 minutes. For 1 tin, it takes longer than 20 minutes.
That's right. I haven't got the time for a large one.
You're
Right.
slightly crackly a bit. That's why I recapped it.
Chop it out as possible. Don't leave it in the tin. Right, I'm just scraping all my chocolate into the tins. I've ended up with 8-inch tins and not 7-inch. So my cakes are going to be shallower than if they were 7-inch tins. Obviously, the shallower they are, the less time it takes to cook. So try and get your mixture in the tins as best as possible.
Be right back, guys.
And once all your mixture's there, just smooth it out. So it looks like that. I'm using a palette knife to smooth it out, but you could use a fork or a knife, just an ordinary knife. I'm getting the last bit off the knife with my finger, as you do. That's it. I've tried to get every bit into the tin. So I've ended up with this. Okay. I'm now going to put mine in the oven. But I know you'll all be doing it individually, so just keep an eye on your times and on your cakes. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to go straight on to making the buttercream. So once you've popped your cakes in the oven, let me know that you're ready. Right, I'm just cleaning up my area a little bit. Now, the first thing, if you could pop your kettles on, because we need some boiling water, only a little bit, and be very, very careful with the kettle, but we need hot water. Oh dear, Cookie Kim was going to try and be not so cookie this week, but she's still being very, very cookie. How are you all doing? Kerry, you look very up with me. Daniel, are you up with me? Yep, okay. How's Carl West doing? Are you there, Carl? Right. Nicole, are you ready to make the cream?
Yes.
Okie doke. Right, so what we need to do first of all is get another cup like what we had for the milk, and we are going to mix the cocoa powder and the boiling water. So we want 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Just do them level, okay? So that's going to be 4 of these in a cup. You might need a bigger cup than this actually. So, you know, a ½ pint cup. Because I've done mine in a little cup, but it actually splashed a little bit.
How many tablespoons?
It's 2 tablespoons of cocoa. Put it in a cup, something that sort of size. And then on top of it, you're going to be putting 1½ tablespoons of boiling water. I found I needed a little bit more than that. So just put enough boiling water in there to mix the cocoa powder smooth. So it basically looks like that. And this is really our flavouring for the buttercream. We've already smoothed it, so it's not going to be lumpy with lumps of cocoa powder in it. It's nice and smooth. And then once you've done that, put it aside, because we're going to be going back to that in a minute. Have you all managed to do your cocoa and water? Everybody's, oh, it's because I've frozen. Everybody okay? William, are you up with us, William? Ah, William's using a Kenwood chef. Lovely. I think I'd have been better with my Kenwood chef. My little hand mixer was crazy. Right, next thing we need to do for the buttercream is weigh 125 gram of butter. 125 gram of butter. Pocket bowl. So here's my butter. Again, I've broken it into little squares. So that's 125 gram of butter. And we are going to weigh 250 grams of icing sugar. So I've got my 250 grams of icing sugar here separate. At the moment, we're just weighing. And what else do I need? I need vanilla again. So keep the vanilla handy. And the first thing, once you've done your
How
weight,
much of the icing soda?
icing sugar is 250 grams. I might need you to do the mixing. So have we all got our butter and our icing sugar? And our cocoa put aside. And our vanilla essence. And that's what we need for our buttercream. Fingers crossed. Now, once we've got our
How much icing sugar?
it's 250 grams of icing sugar. Keep that in a separate bowl for the minute. We've just got the butter in a bigger bowl. See, I'm like Fanny Craddock. I've got bowls all over the place. Now, the next step is to beat the butter until it's creamy. And I'm going to ask Mike to have a bit of a beat. to the beat, to the beat. Really? Right. Yeah. Right, next thing we do once we've beaten our butter is we're going to be adding the cocoa in the cup and some icing sugar gradually. So we're going to put some icing sugar, try just a few to start with. And then we're putting in some of this liquid cocoa. Oh, that does look nice. Yummy. Mike's going to stir it a bit for me. Then we're going to gently start mixing. Do it very gently because that icing sugar has got a habit of jumping about and flying all over the place. If you've got a mixer, again, probably a good thing is to use it. Right, that's gone in better than I thought. So you can see we're starting to get very nice looking chocolate buttercream here. We're going to add some more icing sugar. The secret is bit by bit. And I'm going to add some more cocoa. And we're going to mix that in. Gently does it till the icing sugar starts to mix. Scrape all that sugar off the side of the bowl so it all goes in and the butter, because we want everything to go into the cream. And at times just scrape your spoon down because it tends to stick to the spoon. We want nice brown cocoa-y buttercream. Now we're going to add more icing sugar. And more of your cocoa. Try and get it all out of the cup as best as you can. And again, gently, gently stir that sugar in. Do it very slowly until it starts sticking to the cream. Scrape it from the edges so all the sugar goes in your buttercream. And now down to my last bit of icing sugar. And I'm on my 20th bowl. Right, at this point, very carefully with you, mixing that sugar in gently, gently, until it sticks to the mixture. So at the moment, it looks very much like that. But in a minute, stir around them edges. It's a little bit stiffer to mix now, with all your ingredients in. but it's the sort of texture that it's good to coat the cake with and sandwich the cake with. And to also, we're not going to do it today, but we could have piped with it and made a nice shell, something like that around the edge. But this has all took quite a long time. So we are just going to ice it with the buttercream today. And then put a nice pattern on the top. So I'm pretty pleased with mine, actually. Scrape all your cream off your spoon.
It's not supposed to be like that.
Mine looks really liquidy.
Yours is liquidy.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to need some more sugar then. Maybe there was too much water with your cocoa.
Okay.
So, can you put some more sugar in till it thickens up? Or possibly, yeah, it might be better to kind of halve it and you'll need less. Have you got much ice and sugar there, Nicole?
Yeah, we've got icing soda, yeah.
Another bag.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in. No. Is it any better, Nicole?
Not really.
Right, can you lift your bowl to the screen? Right, just a minute, let me find you and make you, right, just a minute.
Another bit of a stew.
Okay, let me. Right, yeah, you still need to mix all that ice and sugar in, Nicole.
Right,
Yeah, I'll
okay.
just do that. So just
Yeah, once you've mixed that in and beaten it a bit, yours actually might end up more of a glazed than a buttercream. It will still taste lovely. And then once it goes in the fridge, it will set because of the butter in it. Yeah, I think probably it was a little bit too much water in your cocoa powder, possibly. Is yours made, Daniel?
My mixing came.
Yeah, great. Okay, smashing. Look at William. William, can you show me yours?
Yeah.
Okay, just move. I can't quite see it. Move it a little bit to the side.
See that way. Where's the camera?
Oh, there.
Okay, that's your buttercream. Beautiful.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, there's mine. So don't worry too much, Nicole. As long as it's smooth. Right, I am now just going to check my cake because it's coming up to 20 minutes. So just give me a sec.
How's it looking?
It's all right.
Not bad.
No, that's not good.
Mine aren't far off done.
What?
Has anyone else used Victoria cake cream? Has anyone else used 2 tins?
We did.
You did? Okay.
I did.
Who's that, Nicole?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were using a big tin. Kerry, have you used the little one, the 2?
no.
I've used two, Ken.
You haven't, Carl? You haven't? Okay,
I've
well,
used two.
you've used 2. It sounds like everyone's the same as me then. So mine's very close to being cooked.
I don't know who I'm gonna pick up. Most likely Patrick.
What I like is possible.
I'm gonna pick him up. That guy is coming back.
You can just hang on a little bit longer.
Nelson guy is coming back.
Is he staying for the full shift or not?
Yeah, he's staying. Yeah.
All right, Mom.
Right. What I want to do here is just be at the point where I get the cakes out the oven. Otherwise, we're going to start with someone else and then everyone's going to have to run off to get their cakes out the oven, if you know what I mean. So if you can just bear with us for a few minutes, and while we're waiting, I'm going to just show you a few of the bits that I've got to decorate it with. You're not going to have the same things, but it might give you ideas. I'm going to use a couple of these chocolate stars, which one day we can learn how to make things like this ourselves.
You want to see ours decorate stuff to decorate, Kim?
In a minute, William, I'll just be showing you this. I've got these little chocolate chips, they're called. And I've also got this gold hundreds and thousands. And what I'm going to do, I found these little shapes I've frozen. Right, just a minute, I've froze. Where am I? If I start touching, I lose my picture. Right, okay, I'm back. I've actually found these butterflies in my cupboard. I've got a big one and I've got a baby one. And then hopefully what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them on the top of my cake as molds. And I'm going to sprinkle these little sprinkles inside of the butterfly shape. And then when I lift them off, I should have 2 butterflies on my cake. Okay, so I'm experimenting with some of the things I've got in my cupboard just to make it a little bit pretty. Now, I need to go and check my cakes now. Yeah. Right, mine are done. So mine have had the 20 minutes.
How much longer for us?
Hmm?
How much longer for us?
It depends how far behind me you were. So they need to stay put now for 5 minutes.
Kim,
Yep.
do you want to see what we got to decorate ours?
I'll have a quick look. Yep. Let me just find it.
Can you see?
No, not yet. It takes me ages to bring your picture up. I still haven't got you yet.
Oh, he's got dark chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips? Yeah, I don't know where you are. I can't find you.
And mini eggs.
Oh, lovely. You have gone to
I'm
town
really,
decorate. I am looking forward to the finishing result. And if somebody could take a photo, I've got you now. If somebody could take a photo of your finished cake, and then we can put it on Arts and Crafts Friday.
Yep.
Or pass it over to Will.
Carl, you got your hand up, Carl West. What's up, mate?
it's ours too.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Taking a knife around the edge of my cake. And then dun, 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 dun. I'm going to see if it comes out.
3, 2, 1. Oh,
Yes, we have a cake. I'm just gently moving that there. And right, that's the stage I'd like you
to be at.
to make the cakes pretty a bit in about half an hour or so. Okay.
Are those the silicon
hand up
molds you just
now.
used?
Sorry, it's gone on a bit longer.
Are those the silicon molds you just used?
No, they're not. They've the silicon molds looked very big. They're about 9 inch.
Oh
And
gosh, right, okay.
I thought 8 inch. 7 inch should have had a taller cake, but it's not come out bad. I hope everyone else is, because normally everyone's is better than mine, so I'm quite pleased with mine this week. They definitely smell chocolatey. Right, is
What we
Tom
need.
going next, or?
Yeah, I can do. That's fine with me.